Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What is going on, people? What is going on? This is your man, Big B. Welcome back to the Big B Daily Show. Mm-mm-mm. So, what's happening, man? What is happening? So, big weekend of football this past weekend. NFL, really good games that went on. Had a good time watching. Unfortunately, my Steelers, just terrible. Just terrible. Um, but what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? It is what it is. It is what it is. But other than that, we had some good football that went on this weekend. We're gonna break it down. We are live Monday through Friday, Big B Daily Show, 4 p.m. Central Time. We're live on TikTok. What's going on, TikTok? How you guys doing? What is going on, YouTube? How are you guys doing? Thank everybody for being on the show today. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Anyway, on TikTok, man, keep tapping that screen, man. We got our same number of goals. Y'all see the goals right there? 3,500 likes. If I can get that measured for you, 3,500 likes, at least 30 new follows. Continue to tap the screen. We want to get as many people in here as possible. So if you're not following on TikTok, please do. Click on that YouTube link in my bio and join all the people that are over on YouTube, man. Come and join them. Subscribe to Big B Sports Talk. And if you're on YouTube and you're not subscribing, please do. So let's get this thing going. The first thing is, I usually don't read a question or a statement. I usually don't do that first, but I'm going to do that first. My man, Mike Yates. He said, Big B, ready for my apology. I told you my Cowboys could barely beat a winning team. Dak MVP talk is rightfully dead in the water. All of that is true. Dak Prescott ain't winning no MVP. The Dallas Cowboys, frauds, frauds, frauds. My God. I mean, I thought they could at least give Buffalo a fight. I thought it would be a good game. Man, was that brutal. Brutal. Just horrible, horrible play. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Cowboys stink. They don't stink. They're just not good against good competition. That's the problem with the Cowboys. They're not good against good competition on the road. And man, did Buffalo just run the ball down their throat. I mean, do y'all realize Josh Allen he literally only completed 7 passes? He was 7 for 15. They just lined up and ran it right down their throat. Whoo! Ugly. Ugly. I mean, that was dominating football by the Bills, and the Bills are back. We mentioned it on Friday. The Bills are back. Nobody wants to play the Bills. Nobody wants to play. They better hope that the Bills don't get in the playoffs. Teams better hope they don't get in the playoffs. Because if they do, they're going to be a problem. They are going to be a problem. So, that was bad, man. That was bad. That was bad football by Dallas. Dak Prescott not going to win the MVP. He is out of the race. Let me repeat that. Dak Prescott is not going to win the MVP. He is out of the race. Cowboys, fraud. And fraud of the week is tomorrow. But the only 2 frauds that I can think of, Dallas Cowboys or Dak Prescott. We'll figure that out tomorrow. But it's only one of the 2. It's only one of the 2. So either way, let's figure it out. Cause yeah, they that was bad. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. So over the weekend, we saw the Chiefs won a game. They were on a two-game losing streak. They won and beat the Patriots. Looked okay. Looked okay. But the receiving core is going to be the death of the Chiefs this season. And last week we mentioned that Patrick Mahomes took out his frustration on the refs. That he wasn't really mad at the refs. He was mad at his receivers. Well, yesterday he couldn't take it anymore. Kadarius Toney dropped another pass that led to an interception, and he just went to the sidelines and just said, "I'm done with him." And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I know a lot of people out there are screaming, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes, he's a crybaby. He's a whiner." Tom Brady used to rip his receivers on a game by game basis. Peyton Manning used to rip his receivers. John Elway, all the greats rip a receiver from time to time, especially if they keep dropping the football and costing you possessions. So why can't Patrick Mahomes do the same thing? Why can't he rip receivers that are literally costing the Chiefs points, giving up points? Why can't he be? And not to mention, he didn't rip the receiver. He didn't go and get in his face and embarrass him. He just sat on the bench and started cussing and screaming. Well, I mean, when is enough enough? So, and then here we got somebody, Patrick complains about everything. He can't complain about his receivers dropping passes. Or should he just, oh, it's okay. Keep dropping them. Man, it's amazing how many people have never played a competitive thing in their life, but will say you can't show an emotion. You can't be upset. No emotion. Don't do anything. Just nothing. Whew. Got to be more competitive people out there than that. Has to be. Has to be. I refuse to believe that there isn't. I refuse to believe that there isn't. But anyway, that's my thing. Patrick Mahomes just fed up. And the Chiefs can't win without better receiver play. They got a little bit of it. They just they need somebody else but I don't think they can get it because Tony has to play. But man, it's bad. It's bad. So let's move on, man. Let's move on. The Ravens played good football last night. They clinched. They clinched. I like what the Ravens are doing. I like what the Ravens are doing. Lamar played a good game last night. Their defense played a good game last night. But just like I mentioned last week, it ain't about right now with me and the Ravens. I got to see it in the playoffs. I got to see it in the playoffs. And I know regular season matters. Playoffs just matter more. Playoffs just matter more. Got to see it in the playoffs. Go get it done in the playoffs. And because Ravens right now in the AFC, while I still think the AFC is wide open, I think that the Ravens are the leader in the clubhouse. They are the leader in the clubhouse. So that's what we're doing. I just believe that Baltimore is the leader in the clubhouse. So we'll see. But they got to get it done. They got to get it done. They got to get it done. I like how they played last night. They were super, super physical. But let's just see what happens in these playoffs, man. So let's see. Let's move on, man. Let's get to the Q&A section early. Let's have a big time to discussion today, man. Let's pop these questions off. So, my man Bud Snodgrass said the Chiefs won't and can't fix the problem. It's the same thing week after week. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Jim Harbaugh to the Steelers? No way possible. No way. Not the Steelers. We don't have a quarterback. Jim wants a quarterback. We don't have one. So my man Mike Yates, what's going on, Mike? It's part of competition. Iron sharpens iron. Got to hold Tony accountable. Yeah. At some point, they got to hold Tony accountable. You know, these $100 fines that you're probably giving them for drop passes ain't doing it. So we'll see. Now, somebody said Lamar for MVP. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. So Lamar for MVP, yeah. I don't think he's winning it right now. I think it's still a two-person race between Purdy and McCaffrey. Lamar's in the conversation, but Lamar's got to go to San Francisco and win, and he has to play well. If that happens, yeah, then we'll start talking about Lamar for MVP. But that's what has to happen. Lamar's got to go to San Francisco. They have to win, and he has to play well. You know, all those things have to that has to happen for him to be in that conversation. So, and it's going to be tough. San Francisco is good. Very good. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So we will see. Yeah, I thought the same thing, Mike. Over here on YouTube, thought that the Ravens Jays game was going to be a shootout, but their defense looked incredible. They shut Trevor Lawrence completely down. Let me ask you all this, and keep tapping that screen on TikTok. Are you all disappointed in the Jaguars? Because I'm super disappointed in the Jaguars. Now, I didn't think they were going to win 13 or 14 games or anything like that, but I thought they would win 12, run away with the division. They're tied with the Colts and the Texans. Man. Yes, Trent. The Jags absolutely are frauds. Absolutely. I'm disappointed in Trevor Lawrence, and I know he's beat up, but I'm disappointed in him. Their defense, is kind of what it is. I just thought the Jags would be better. I thought they would be better, but they are not. They are not. So, and they're going to mess around. They'll mess around. They'll lose that division. They're going to mess around and lose that division. So, nah, redneck Patriot, our Steelers aren't frauds because nobody thought we were that good. We just suck. Our Steelers just suck. So, we'll see. We will see. Mike Tomlin. I'm done. I'm done. Done with Mike Tomlin. So, it's time for him to go. It's time for him to go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts to it. It's time for us to part ways and move in a different direction. So, yeah. Yeah, with the talent, the Steelers just don't have a quarterback, man. They have a bad quarterback situation, and they have a bad offense as far as philosophy, a bad offensive scheme. So, Ravens to the Super Bowl. They might. I got to see it in the playoffs, though. I got to see it in the playoffs first. That's the first thing. Got to see it in the playoffs. My man Hooligan is back. What is going on? Thanks for coming back to the show. He's saying that this week is going to tell a lot about the Ravens. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to tell a lot about the Ravens. A lot about the Ravens. So the Lions had a little bounce back, didn't they? Against the Broncos. The Lions bounced back. I'll give them credit where credit is due. So We'll see what happens. Yes, Captain Mars says the Ravens just have to beat the Dolphins and Steelers, and they'll easily get the number 1 seed. Yeah, but they've had the number 1 seed before, and it didn't do any good. So, I just gotta see it from them. I gotta see it from them. Let's go back to the Cowboys. The Cowboys will bounce back. Hopefully, Philly loses tonight. Philly gotta win this game, but the Cowboys look horrible. The Cowboys looked terrible. So, who is this? Mr. Studer. Mr. Shooter. The Lions and 49ers in the Super Bowl? That's somebody who doesn't watch a lot enough football to think that they're gonna play in the Super Bowl. Come on, brother. Come on, man. Lions and 49ers can't play in the Super Bowl against each other. Come on, brother. Gotta watch more football. Y'all know how we do it. We love everybody. But if you say something silly, we are going to make fun of you. We are going to make fun of you. That's just what we do. So that's just what we do. All right. What else? We got a bunch of people over here on YouTube, man. Let's see. Yeah, that's suspension. Max C over on YouTube. Thanks for joining the live, man. KZ's suspension is stupid. Yeah. That's just dumb. That's just dumb. First of all, I'll be honest. I mean, yeah, if you want to call it a penalty, okay, fine. But I didn't think that he needed to be kicked out of the game. Like, what are we doing? Oh, Jiminy Christmas. I'm like, yes, I get it. Fine. Throw a flag. But kicked out of the game, that was just ignorant. That was just ignorant. Just absolutely ignorant. So, mm-mm-mm. Yeah, he dove. That was just a bad call to throw the guy out or kick him out of the game. And now he's suspended for the rest of the year. What are we doing? Oh my goodness. Crazy. It's crazy. Football, NFL football, man. Whew, it's just dumb. Just dumb. But I guess if those are the rules, those are the rules. I don't know. If those can be the rules, you can't kick a guy out of the football game. That's just crazy talk. And then suspend him for the rest of the year is even worse. So, oh well. Good question, Mario. Who's coming out on top of the AFC South? The Jags aren't looking too good. I still think the Jags are going to win, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I still think the Jags win, but it's going to be tough. So, the Lions showed up to play against the Broncos. Yes, they did, Wakan. Yes, they did. The Lions showed up. Good for them. Good for them. They needed that. They needed that little bounce back. Good for them. Let's see. What else do we got? Mm-mm-mm. If Reek goes for 2,000 yards receiving, how can we not give it to him? You're basically announcing it's a QB award only. Well, first of all, hooligan, you're right. Second of all, we already know that it's a QB award. But Tyreek's not going for 2,000 yards. I don't think he can get there at this point, especially just missing that game. But maybe. But I still think it's CMC and Purdy. It's between them for the MVP, unless Lamar wins at San Francisco. If he does, okay. If he does, okay. So If it was any other team, you would agree with the suspension? No, I wouldn't, Mitch. I like football. I like hits. So no, I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't agree. Do you think Sean Payton yelling at Russell Wilson on the sidelines on live TV was justified? I don't know, Benjamin. I don't know what he was yelling at him for. That's number one. But it's football. The guys are going to get upset from time to time. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Guys are going to be upset. I didn't like that Russ didn't respond in any way unless he didn't think or whatever he was being yelled at for, he knew he was wrong. But he didn't respond in any way. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. And that's what I thought too, Redneck, that he snapped the ball too soon so they couldn't challenge. But you know what? Sean Payton's also in his ear. He also could tell him, hey, don't slow down. Don't snap the ball. We're going to challenge this play. Could have done that. Should Russ have known that? Being a veteran quarterback that he is? Yeah, he should have known. He should have known. However, he also could have told him and then to just blow him up on the sideline. But maybe that is why he blew him up because we don't know. Maybe he did tell him in his ear and Russ snapped the ball too early anyway. So who knows? So yeah, I think you're right. I think they are trying to trade Wilson, get his trade value up. So yeah, the mic shuts off with 15 seconds left, but there was plenty of time. Heck, what did he snap it with? 12? I think he snapped the ball with like 12 seconds to go. So he had plenty of time to tell him. Plenty of time. But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Let's see here. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. What do we got? No, Mike Tomlin's not getting fired, man. I got a sneaky suspicion that that's not going to happen. No, KZ shouldn't be suspended. Not at all. Not at all. Is Tommy DeVito the future in New York? No, because Daniel Jones just got a big contract and he's going to be there another 2 years at least. So, no. And who's going to trade for Daniel Jones and pay him that kind of money? Ain't nobody trading for Daniel Jones and paying him that kind of money. Nobody. So, no, Tommy DeVito is not the future. Unless you're just going to pay Daniel Jones to be a backup all that money, which they ain't going to do. They're just not going to do that. Steve Ritchie, you have never lied. You know how, and you know TikTok, and y'all keep tapping the screen, man. I appreciate it, man. And if you're, by the way, TikTok, anybody in here that's not following, please give me a follow. But y'all know how I get on Dallas, or not Dallas fans, but Dolphins fans and Lions fans. You know, after they come in braggadocious and their team gets their head beaten and you can't find them. Have y'all seen a Cowboys fan today? And I'm just asking, has anybody seen a Cowboys fan today? Because I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one. I haven't heard from one. Nothing. I ain't seen no Cowboys fan anywhere. And now we got Texas. Oh, I'm here. Man, if I hadn't have said nothing, you would have just sat in here quiet all day. Dallas Cowboy fans have been quiet as a field now. I mean, they ain't been anywhere after that bludgeoning, and that was a bludgeoning. Ooh, y'all lucky I didn't go to the Star and make this live stream today. I wanted to go to the Star, but I told y'all I would wait until the playoffs. I would wait until the playoffs. So yeah, see, now there you go, Texas Ocean. You're a man I can respect, brother. That's a man that I can respect. Just like my Steelers got their head beaten in, I admit it. There ain't a whole lot of Cowboy fans out there like you, man, that can admit that. So we respect you in here. Hooligans respect you. Hooligans respect you. And I don't know. I'm going back and forth, people. I don't know if I like calling you guys the hooligans or the goons. I think I like the goons better. Y'all tell me. I think I like goons better than hooligan. So, no, you're not always Cowboy fans are not always here from Detroit. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, they're quiet on TikTok. They were quiet on you. They've been quiet everywhere. So, but let's switch our focus to tonight. Y'all think the Eagles win? Oh, y'all like the hooligans better. Okay. Hooligans better than the goons. You live where the Goonies was filmed. Okay. We'll figure it out. Hooligans or goons? Is Jalen playing? I don't know. They're also not telling me. I think Jalen Hurts has COVID because he flew separate from the team. I'm like, when have y'all heard that a guy flies separate from the team that just has a cold or the flu? That's not what happened. I think he's got COVID and he's not going to play. So that's what I think. Yeah, I think Seattle gets the win, man. I think Seattle, first of all, if Seattle wants to make the playoffs, they have to win. Eagles not playing great. And if Hurts doesn't play, I don't trust Mariota. I think Seattle wins. Plus, I mean, let's just call it what it is. The Eagles secondary is terrible. Terrible. And the Seahawks can move the football through the air. If Geno's okay, they can throw the football. So we'll see. We will see. Mm-mm-mm. My man Hooligan says that in his opinion, Miami needs the number one seed more than any other AFC team. You would be 1000% correct. Thank you for the gift, man. We appreciate it. You would be 1000% correct. They absolutely need the number one seed more than anybody else because they can't win against good competition on the road. First of all, who has Miami beat that's any good? I know we just talked about the Cowboys, but who has Miami beat that was any good? Can anybody say anybody that they have beat that was any good? And I'm being serious. I mean, be more than happy to prove me wrong. But the answer to that is nobody. Nobody. Nobody any good. So I just until we see it, how do we know? You know what I'm saying? Until we see it, how do we know? Mm-mm-mm. So it'll be interesting. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh, James Richards said the Texans deserve doesn't get talked about enough. I don't know what that means exactly, but I think you're trying to say that the Texans deserve to be talked about more. Yeah, they do. They won a game yesterday with Case Keenum as their quarterback and had to come from behind, come from 2 scores down to do it without their quarterback, without their 2 receivers. I don't care what anybody's talking about with Kevin Stefanski. If DeMeco Ryans isn't the coach of the year in the NFL, they should do away with the award because the Texans roster is not that good. Man. So if he's not the coach of the year, there shouldn't even be a coach of the year anymore. They shouldn't do it. Whew. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, Texans look good. Keenum. And you're right. Keenum is a true pro. Kind of like Flacco. Kind of like Flacco. We can say what we want, but Flacco is a pro. And I'll make fun of Flacco till the end of time, but he's a pro. Who are the top prospects for the Raiders job? I think top of the list should be Antonio Pierce. I think on the top of the list, Antonio Pierce. If they can finish the season strong, why not give it to him? Why not give it to him? Now, if they stumble down the stretch and it's a problem moving, then that's something else. That's something else. But we'll see. I've heard talk, and I'm sure a lot of you all heard that they were talking about the Chargers, Brian Flores as the Chargers head coach. I don't know if I agree with that. And it's not that I don't think Flores deserves a head coaching job because I believe he does. I'm just not sure that's the right fit. I'm not sure that's the right fit. I think San Diego needs an offensive minded coach. You got the quarterback in place. I think they need an offensive mind. That's why I think that Harbaugh would be such a perfect fit. So, who's the best job this offseason? Chargers, Panthers, Patriots, Chargers. Chargers is the best job that's open so far. It's the Chargers because they have the best quarterback. They got the best quarterback. And if you got the best quarterback and the job comes open, I mean, yeah. I mean, look, I know that our man Herbert doesn't win some of the games we think he should win, doesn't play great in some of the games we think he should play great in, but there's no denying his talent. There's no denying his talent. So, that's the best job that would become available that is available up to this point. I think we know there's going to be some others that do come open. So we'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes. What do we got here? Mm-mm-mm. The Goons. We got another Goons vote. We got another Goons vote. It's less likely that Geno plays than Hurts. Yeah, that would stink. Belichick to the Chargers? No way. No way in hell. That's not happening. I say no way in hell. I don't think it should happen. That should be what I should say. Because I mean, we've been on this earth long enough. We've seen anything happen. Hell. So let's see here. Mike Yates says he feels like the Chargers GM, is the most important job in the NFL. How do you address the holes in their team and their aging offensive weapons? Yeah, that's a good point because you got the quarterback. I think you got the line. They can still do some line stuff. I think you keep Keenan Allen, but you tell Keenan Allen, look, we can't pay you $20 million, bro. We want you, we need you, but we got to get you at a premium price. Otherwise, we can't keep you. And if Keenan Allen doesn't stay in San Diego, the Kansas City Chiefs should be on the phone. The Kansas City Chiefs should be on the phone with him right now. Hey, you ain't making the playoffs. Please come to Kansas City next year. Please come to Kansas City next year. That's what the Chiefs should be doing with Keenan Allen. Jiminy Christmas. But we'll see how all that goes, man. We will see how all that goes. Tonight's going to be a good one, I think. I think we're going to get a good game tonight. I think we're going to get a good game tonight. So I think it's going to be that the Eagles are going to come to play, but it'll be on the road. I think the Seahawks are fighting for their playoff lives. I think we're going to get something good tonight, people. I really do. So Saints or Rams next week. Let's get to Wednesday, bro, before we decide. Let's see who's playing, who's hurt, who's not. Can't make a pick on a game this early. Bears making the playoffs. No, they're not. No, the Bears are not. So, mm-mm-mm. I don't know, Hooligan. I think the Chiefs got a number one in Rasheed Rice. He's just young. And I don't know if a number one is going to be where the Chiefs are going to be drafting. We'll see. We'll see. I still think the Chiefs got to address their tackle situation, but they got to have a receiver, man. They got to have a receiver. No question. No question. So, Harbaugh to Pittsburgh. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Even if they let go of Tomlin, they don't have the quarterback in place. And I bet Harbaugh doesn't like baby hands Pickett. So we'll see. I know I don't like baby hands Pickett. I don't like him. So we'll see how all that goes. We will see how all that goes. We're going to shut this one down for today, people. So shutting it down a little bit early. I got to run. So I appreciate y'all joining Monday through Friday. Big B Daily Show, live on TikTok, live on YouTube, man. I appreciate everybody that's in here. If you are on TikTok, please give me a follow if you are not following. Please give me a follow. If you are on YouTube and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Tell your buddies, man. Spread the word. We've been growing like crazy, but we want to grow even more. So we got the Goon Squad. I like goons over hooligans. We'll see. We're going to get those T-shirts and stuff made. We're going to get it out. So we'll go from there. But either way, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys. I will holler at you guys. And aloha.